Dynamometers measure torque and horsepower for engines, two-wheel drive vehicles, four-wheel drive cars, and even tandem axle units. Today, we're going to look at the treadmill of the 1970 Hot Wheels tune-up tower. As you can see, this unit hesitates before it starts to run. If I put this white Datsun 240Z on the dynameter, the treadmill refuses to work. Even with the treadmill running, the weight of the car stops it. To check this out, start by lifting the ramp out. Gentle pressure lets you work it up. And out it comes. For the treadmill itself, lever it towards the battery housing. Push in the tabs with one hand and lift up with the other hand. Then it just slides out. The plastic belt comes right off, and this gives you a chance to check out the rollers. On the underside of the unit, you can see the drive shaft, which is held in place by a spring. On the top side, the spring slides right out. This picture is my very first look into the drive shaft area. You can see it's dirty, and the rubber roller is coated with a slippery film. Using soap, water, and a Q-tip, I was able to clean the whole area up. Then it's just a matter of reassembly. The spring slides in, and one arm of the spring sits in a plastic groove. The treadmill goes in at an angle and snaps down. Now for a test. That's more like it. Fires up and runs smoothly. The ramp pushes back down into place. The dynameter head unit snaps in. And the gauge panel completes the setup. I'll back the 240Z in, and let's see what happens. Just with cleaning, the treadmill works fine now. Here's a test with a heavier car. This 1971 Redline Rocket by Baby has a metal rocket engine on top, a metal body, and a metal base. How about more wheels? This GMC motorhome is customized with an extra axle and now has 8 wheels. Here's a 1970 heavyweight cab with bad axles. There you go, the first treadmill works. Now on to the second tune-up tower. The gearing works, but the treadmill doesn't move. A look underside reveals the hold-down spring is missing. First step, pull this unit apart. This time the drive shaft area is a real mess, and the spring is indeed gone. With everything out, this entire top floor is going to need a thorough cleaning. But first, let's do something about that missing spring. The original spring on the right is a torsion spring that handles twisting force. On the left, the best my local hobby shop could do was supply an extension spring, which stretches as tension load is applied to it. So I have to make my own spring. My raw material source is a 011 electric guitar string made of high carbon steel. After checking out several how-to videos on YouTube, and I'll provide the links in the description, here's the simplest spring making technique I could come up with. Take a piece of wood, drill a 1/16 inch hole in the front and a 3/32 inch hole next to it, then flip the drill bit over and put it in the bigger hole. Take the guitar string and make a 90-degree bend near the end. Stick the end in the open hole and tape the wire into place. Then secure the other end. I'm going to use a clamp for that. Begin turning the wire around the drill bit. The most important part is maintaining steady tension on the wire. After 5 or 6 turns, clip the wire. Now remove the tape and pull out the wire. Next, trim the ends. And there you have a homemade small torsion spring. Here's what my first attempts looked like. Pitiful at first, slightly less crummy on the second go, a little better on the third try, and the fourth spring on the left looks close to the original on the right. If this all seems a bit much, you can copy Mattel's own solution that came late in the production run of the tune-up tower. Not only is there no spring on the underside, but the plastic mount is also missing. Instead, Mattel glued this piece of plastic on the sidewall to hold the dryshaft in position. Much simpler. Again, here's 45 plus years of grime that needs cleaning with soap and water. But this is so bad, I also used a Mr. Clean magic eraser. The result is pretty nice, but a word of caution. Magic erasers tend to take off the plastic's glossy sheen too, so be gentle. Now for reassembly. In goes the spring. And it looks like it'll do the job. Throw in the treadmill. And the ramp, and the rest. Now to see if the cleaning and spring replacement work. This is Bon Voyage, a cool fantasy model. Back it in, set the sail, and there you go. So there you have it, the 1970 Hot Wheels Tune-Up Tower Treadmill, ready to go. Another step toward making Hot Wheels still fast, still fun.